Okay, we'll go ahead and get started. I'd like to welcome everybody attending today's press conference for the hiring of our new men's basketball coach, whether you're on Zoom or on stream, so used to Zoom, on stream or here in attendance. We appreciate you being here today. On behalf of Bridgewater College, Dr. David Bushman, our president, and the athletic department, I want to announce the hiring of Mike Maczko, who will come up in a second, as our new head men's basketball coach. Mike comes to us from Randolph-Macon College, where he was assistant the past year, which the team made the Sweet 16. It was at Baruch College the year before, where they won the conference tournament and also participated in the NCAA postseason. Prior to that, he was a head coach at Mercy College in New York, I believe, as a D2 school. And then prior to that, he was at three different places: Johns Hopkins, Georgia Tech, and Post University. So he's had some experience with good programs, and we're glad to have him as our new head men's basketball coach. Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Maczko.
Appreciate all the kind words, Kurt. First and foremost, just want to say thanks for everyone being here. Extremely honored to be the next head men's basketball coach at Bridgewater College. Great institution, great people, and really looking forward to taking the next step with the men's basketball program. I give a ton of credit to Coach Enright and the department for where they've taken the men's basketball program. I'm looking forward to keep pushing the program forward. Obviously, you all know the ODAC, extremely competitive league, a lot of great teams, great schools, great coaches, and I'm definitely looking to continue to push the needle forward with this group and take it to a deep run of success into the future. At this time, I guess I'm going to open this up to any questions. Who wants to start it off?
Hey, Coach, Jarvis here with WHSB. Congratulations. Just what was appealing to you just the most about this opportunity?
Yeah, it's a great school. Obviously the ODAC is one of the best conferences in the country. Great area. You're not too far from any of the kind of major cities. Charlotte, Richmond area. DC's right up the street as well. So there's a lot of draws here, right? A beautiful campus, small school where you kind of get that close knit family environment. And again, Coach Enright did a great job kind of laying the groundwork here for this place to be really successful in years to come. So a lot of draw here, and again, I'm definitely looking forward to settling myself in here and kind of hitting the ground running with this program.
You mentioned Coach Enright. Just what kind of stood out to you about this program from afar?
Yeah, I mean, you look at the facilities, you look at the great, the landscape here, at Bridgewater, and what stood out to me is just, hey, kind of having that close-knit family environment here, which is something that I'm looking to be a part of, right? I think at the smaller schools that you get in college athletics, it's just kind of one of the hidden gems of college athletics to be a part of something like this, right? So kind of that family atmosphere, kind of that close-knit togetherness here, that's what really drew me to Bridgewater College.
How big do you think it is just having familiarity with the ODAC as a whole, just considering you were in this conference last year and just being able to come in and take over this program?
Yeah, I think it's huge. Again, I've been to a few NCAA tournaments with some different teams, right? But until you're really in the ODAC, it's hard to really understand what the grind is like throughout the year, right? The Randolph-Macons, the Guilfords, the Hampton-Sydneys of the world, there's a lot of great teams and great coaches. And again, you see kind of some of these scores going on in the league. It's kind of a bruiser, physical league. Until you're really in it, you can't really simulate that if you're really from the outside looking in. So I think that challenge, again, for me, I'm not going to shy away from anything. And again, I just think it's kind of a leg up on some of these other schools where, hey, you can take some of the things that I've learned at my previous stops and apply them here to take that next step with this program.
So as Kurt mentioned, you do have prior head coaching experience before you came here to Bridgewater. What is something that you learned from that position that prepares you for this role here at Bridgewater and in the ODAC?
Yeah, I was a Division II head coach for 5 years. So, one thing, I was fortunate enough to get a head job at an early age in my career, and really just kind of being super thorough with everything. How you do anything is how you do everything, right? That goes from recruiting, practice planning, scheduling, hiring, everything. So I think kind of me being able to go through my process and to fail a little bit earlier on in my coaching career is going to allow to make me succeed even more and at a faster rate as we look to take on this next chapter.
I also know you had a chance to speak with the team before you came here in front of us today. What was your message to that group?
Yeah, I mean, the message was like the goal here is obviously to compete and win the ODAC championship, right? So it's just, hey, that full buy-in, kind of that everyday mindset of like, hey, if we're not getting better, we're getting worse. So I really think, with those guys, and again, we'll continue to build those relationships with those guys as the summer continues. But that was the main thing is like, hey, look, it's going to take everybody in this, obviously in this Zoom meeting to take the next step, and we want guys that are 100% committed to the program.
Obviously, today's day one, but what are your goals for the 2024-25 season coming up?
Yeah, and again, the goal is to compete and play for an ODAC championship, right? One thing, again, I've been fortunate enough to work for a lot of different, head coaches and some great people. It's really just to make sure we're kind of about the process and the results will handle themselves, right? If we're holding ourselves to a high standard and holding each other accountable every single day, the results are going to take care of themselves. So I think goals are definitely essential and they're great, but hey, we want to make sure, hey, again, kind of back to what I said earlier, just are we getting better today or are we getting worse today? And I think if we keep stacking up those days where we just keep, hey, we're +1, +1, +1 throughout the week, we'll see those goals being obtained.
So this is a program, very proud alumni base. I know there's many in the room or watching today. What is your message to that alumni group that moving forward, how you handle the program?
Yeah, you're going to see a great brand of basketball, and I'm going to be leading the kind of the forefront here to make sure our guys are doing everything they need to be doing from the day-to-day basis. Offensively, you're going to see some good, unselfish passing, cutting, guys making plays for each other, giving up good for great, and defensively, really taking an initiative and being super aggressive and really setting the tone defensively where we're going to compete just as hard as anybody in the conference. And from there, the results will take care of themselves.
And on the flip side of that, in addition to the alumni base, a lot of members of the Bridgewater community itself are behind me right now. Do you have any special words for them about what's to come?
No, I mean, obviously we wouldn't be here today without the alumni base. And again, I've spoken with Coach Enright. The alumni support is huge. And again, it's hard to know where you're going if you don't know what's kind of come before you. So obviously the alums are a huge part of why I'm here today and why this program will continue to keep trending in the right direction. My office is always open to the alums and really to our players and really anybody in the Bridgewater community. But I'm looking forward to kind of building those relationships with our alumni base.
Again, I know day one, but what are your thoughts and ideas of what qualities of player for leadership as far as the program?
Yeah, leadership. I could talk about leadership all day. A big thing with me, and again, when you're at a program and you're looking to take that next step to compete for that championship, it's kind of the adversity response, right? Hey, how do you handle situations and circumstances when things aren't going your way? So that's going to be the main thing. And then from there, we kind of touched on it, those everyday guys. Hey, we got guys that are committed to getting better every single day on and off the court. I think those results will show, again, on the court. So, I'm looking forward to challenging our guys every single day to make them better, to hold them accountable, and for those guys to embrace that accountability level and that standard to push each other where we could take this program to new heights.
Kurt, maybe for you, what did Matt kind of do in the interview process that made him stood out from everybody else?
Well, I think there's a lot of people on the search committee, so everybody probably has a different answer to that. For me, I mean, he understood what it meant to play in the ODAC, coach in the ODAC, recruit to the ODAC. I think that was big. He's been in a lot of places where they've had success, and I think all those things together really stood out when it came to why is he here today versus maybe another candidate.
What's the first thing you're excited to do that's going to help move the needle from the program?
It's build those relationships with our players, right? The most important guys here are the ones that we have on campus and the guys coming back. So it's really just digging in and diving into those relationships, knowing that I'm here for those guys and I'm here for them to be better people and players. So I think, and again, small college, Division III basketball, that's one of the beauties of this level, which I can't wait to really get started.
What's your recruiting philosophy with the portal now changed? High school kids, you look at that?
Yeah, again, sat down with Coach Bouchang and Coach Stack earlier today, but again, my philosophy is not leaving any stone unturned, right? I have a unique background where I've coached the Division II level, 1, 3. I've been to a lot of places, right? So my network and reach is more unique than a lot of coaches in our conference, which I think gives us a better options and just kind of a bigger network to have more possibilities for us. So the transfer portal freshmen, I believe there's some strengths and some real true benefits to both those, and we want to make sure we build this roster the right way for years to come.
Coach, thank you.
Yep.
And welcome to Bridgewater College.
Thank you.